Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. This is the tarot reading for adults. By that I mean this is not your typical tarot reading. We focus on your ability to manifest probably the single most important tool you have in your humanity toolbox. Why? Because it gives you a sense of destiny. It gives you a sense of purpose. It gives you a sense of control. Does that mean that if you can manifest, you're going to have a perfect life? No. And by the way, you have already manifested some things, most of which you were not aware of, consciously aware of. Maybe that you had an idea for something and it shows up in your life, or maybe you had a feeling about something and it shows up in your life. Whatever the case may be, we all naturally manifest. What we do here is we focus and develop your ability to manifest. Okay, critical. So what I do in that regard is I keep the visuals down to as minimal amount as I possibly can. So all you're going to see is the 5 cards. That's it. No movement of any kind. I know. We have to see faces. We have to see movement. God darn it, we're looking at a screen, whether it's on a smartphone or desktop, laptop, doesn't make any difference. We want to see movement. I want you to see movement too in your imagination, because that's where it counts. We've done enough studies to this point. In fact, this is what the internet is based on, our ability to be hypnotized by images. Okay? So, when you're looking at something on a screen, whether it's a small screen or a huge screen, doesn't make any difference. When you're looking at something on a screen, your imagination gets weaker, because you're looking at the picture someone else came up with. And you're letting those pictures tell the story, so to speak. I want to change that process to what is a more natural process. Make the pictures in your head. If you can make the pictures in your head, you change your whole life. From the ground up, you change your whole life. But we are not conditioned that way. We are conditioned to chase the bright lights, the movement, the activity. Why do you think spectator sports are so popular? You don't really have to do anything, you just sit there. Perfect for a human being. Lazy, dumb, stupid, sure, that works. That's not the game here. You have to get involved. It's my job to inspire you. It's my job to inspire you, explaining things clearly, succinctly, so at the end of the reading you know precisely what the energy is today. Because tarot is not predicting, tarot is potential. And astrology, which I've done for 50 years, is not predicting as much as it is timing, because it works on cycles. And even though people make jokes about astrology, how stupid it is, how dumb it is, how unimportant it is, those people don't even know what the hell they're talking about. If you know how to do astrology properly, you may probably not be able to get to the specifics of any situation, but you can get to the general tenor enough to make you aware and to prepare you for that transition. Life is full of it. Full of transitions all over, and it's full of luck. As I get older, am a firm believer life is loaded with luck. Some good, some bad. For some people, they have a lot of good luck. For some people, they have a lot of bad luck. But that's the importance and the helpfulness of astrology. You can kind of see these trends. You can pick the certain points in your life, and that's helpful. Tarot, on the other hand, is potential. Here's the energy. Here's the energy signature for today's reading. If you feel it, follow through. Door is open for you. You are in alignment, depending on how heavy duty you feel it. If it's just a light thing, well, check it out. Don't necessarily make a commitment, but check it out, see where it leads. Sometimes the biggest stuff starts in the smallest ways. But if it really resonates with you, definitely go for it. So just for people who have wondered, astrology is a question of timing, tarot is a question of potential. If they sell you anything else, it's a lie. Which, as we found out over the past 4 years, is pretty much common practice in the world. If you have a chance to tell the truth or lie, pick lying. Seems to do better for you, the short run. We don't do that here. We go with the energy. 5 cards. I am here to inspire. Let's get to it. The middle card is Thinker. That's the Oracle card. That's kind of what overshadows the whole reading. That's the theme of the reading, Thinker. And the number up in the right-hand corner is 44. 4 is stability. It's a square. You put 6 squares together, you have a cube. Cubes don't move easily. Depending on size, they may not even move at all. They're almost impossible to tip over. They're solid. And so we're looking at 4, 2 squares. A lot of stability, a lot of solidity. And 4 and 4 together equal 8. And that 8, in numerology, talks about some sort of completion. Either you start things moving, maybe you work towards rebuilding, or you make a judgment about something. 8 is about movement. So you're looking to develop serious stability. 44, by the way, is a master number. So this is real heavy-duty potential here. Thinker. To do that anymore makes you dangerous. You understand that, right? In fact, John D. Rockefeller, the man who started up and ran as a monopoly our oil and gas industry, started up and ran as a monopoly big pharma, started up and run as a monopoly our education system. He was the richest man around 1900 in the world. Not family, but just individual, richest. And he spread his evilness throughout every aspect of life. He said, I want to raise a nation of doers, not thinkers. So for people like John D. Rockefeller, who I think was a fascist capitalist pig, who has, by the way, taken away our standard of life. He is a man, if you follow it, him and the Zionist bankers, they put us in the position that we're in right now. It's all about money. Not about you, not about me, not about humanity, not about feeling, not even about thoughts. It's about their control. So when John D. Rockefeller says, I want a nation of doers, not thinkers, we're talking thought police. Let's talk about the meme for today. Children questioning rules and traditions you expect them to automatically follow is a sign of intelligence, not trouble. Lose the idea that unquestioned obedience is a sign of goodness. No, that's just a person who never thinks for themselves, which makes them easy to manipulate. It's kind of interesting. I've said this before. If you've had children, one of the happiest times for a parent is when they start walking and talking. And when they get to about 5 or so, they go to school and it's shut up, sit down. They go to work, shut up, sit down. Throughout their whole life, it's shut up and sit down. Now, in this day and age, more than ever, they censor the news. They censor the internet. They make it illegal to use certain phrases or words. Shut up, sit down. So a child, even though it can be a pain in the ass as a parent, I get it, I know it. You want them to think for themselves. That's what the measure of the card is. Thinker. Don't follow the thought police. So let's go to the cards all the way to the left. Ten of Swords. This really says it all. That man is dead. At least his thought process is dead, based on what the deal is for today. He's not thinking for himself. He believed all the lies, because swords are ideas, thoughts. This is the world stabbing him in the back for thinking his own thoughts. It's kind of what happens to all of us in subtle ways. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to lose my job. I don't want to this because it'll make my life more miserable this way. I don't want to. Ultimately, it's cowardice, which is not believing in yourself, which makes you easy to manipulate. So 10 of Swords, finding out that they've been stabbed in the back. And the next card is in reverse. It is the Eight of Wands. Remember I said that eights are movement, judgment, and it's fast stuff. So the realization that you've been stabbed in the back is still coming to people, amazingly. After the last 4 years, you still haven't figured out that they lie to you in every area. You can't pick an area where they don't lie to you. Talk about health, talk about government, talk about banking, talk about Wall Street. Pick a topic. They lie, and they've been lying for a long time. This 10 of Swords guy just realized and slid over to the Eight of Wands. He says, I want to grab hold of my life. I want to think for myself. I want a life I'm plugged into, because that's what Wands is all about. And speaking of that, next card over is the Ace of Wands. It is saying, I want to live a life that I resonate with. I don't want to live a life that they dictate to me. Because remember, the most important thing in the world is your time. You can make money and lose money, make money and lose money, make money and lose money. You can get your health and get it back, lose your health and get it back, lose your health and get it back. You can do all that stuff except for time. This moment has just passed, and you're never going to get it back again. So if you are being messed with the lies and you're deciding, I don't want to change, I'm not going to think for myself, I'm going to pass up on the opportunity to live a life where I get to choose what kind of experience I want, then your life is going to continue to be nothing. Look at the people who spend 40, 60, 80, some people 100 hours a week working. Man, I hope they love what they do, because they've just thrown away 100 hours every week. I don't care how much money they're going to make, because in the end, the money's not going to add in 1 second to their life. And in the end, it's the people, it's the memories, it's the connections you make that are important, that make the time so valuable. So, Ace of Wands says, I want a life where I'm living. And in fact, the Page of Wands always, or pages always change the storyline. You're headed in one direction, they come in and it goes in another direction. Page of Wands says, guess what? That's the choice I make. I want to be plugged into my life. I want to be an actor in my life. I want to participate in my life. I'm tired of just sitting on the stand, on the sidelines and viewing it go by, because that's time wasted. So, where do you begin? According to the energy today, you begin to think for yourself. Unquestioned obedience is a sign of stupidity, is a sign of cowardice. Think for yourself. Don't let the thought police catch you. That's the reading for today. Back again tomorrow with another Tao Manifested Tarot reading. Between now and the next reading, peace and blessings.